Ayoola Ayolola is on fire. He's an actor, he's an artist, and he's a brother who loves the Lord. He's also TDH, tall, dark, and handsome. He's every single lady's dream, and I'm here today to dish. Ayoola, what's in your bag? Thank you for coming on Wimp Wednesdays. How are you?
I'm fine. Every time I hear people talk like that, it's this and that, I begin to wonder if there's someone else that they're about to introduce, because I'm, well, the facts are there.
Yes.
I'm an actor, I'm this. Beyond that, I think you guys are just whining me, man. I think you guys are whining me.
Okay, I want to ask you very quickly, Ayoola.
Yeah.
It's your season. You're hot right now in the industry. How did it all fall? How did it all fall into place for you?
I'm just honored to be right here at this point in time. It's not always been rosy. It's still not as rosy as I would want it to be. And I'm not where I should be yet. It's all a work in progress. But it's life. You know, if you keep at something, things will begin to fall in place. I'm still working hard to be in demand. I don't think I am so much in demand as I should
Really?
be.
Okay.
I still have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of people I look up to, you know, where I want to be, things I want to do, and not just in the music or film industry, other industries as well that have nothing to do with the entertainment industry. As a man in general, there's so many things I'd like to achieve, so many things I'd like to, you know, do. So everything is falling in place, but it's one step at a time. I just kept working. I just kept trying my hands on things, different roles, different opportunities. And some pulled through, some didn't, but that's life.
Definitely. Yeah. You started out with singing.
Yeah.
And now you're doing acting. I know you're doing both. How did acting come about?
Every day we act.
True.
Every single day we act. You're either positively acting, and by that I mean, even when situations are not looking the way they should, you keep talking to yourself like, oh, I'm going to be better, I'm going to be great. Even when you don't have money in your pocket, you act like you do. So we're all actors in our own right.
True.
If you're going to be negatively acting, you're going to be, if you're going to lie, you have to live up to your lie. So we're all acting. So I would say, subconsciously, I've always been an actor. But consciously, in 2009, I started harboring that thought that, oh, I could do it. I could actually try. So in late 2009, early 2010, I actively pursued it. Yeah. So I started doing that. This was even before I got on a singing competition. So music was my everyday life at the time. But in 2009 or 2010, I decided to focus, to act or go for auditions. And I got 1 or 2 roles. Even though I had been doing music all my life before then, movies or film brought me to TV before music. And then I did music for a while. And then I won a singing competition. And
that was Project Fame.
Project Fame, yes. I had to focus on music as a result of the competition. So for about between 2012 and 15, I focused on music. I was churning out music. Mind you, I had been doing that before the show, before the competition. But I had to now, you know, focus squarely on it. I put acting on the side. Then in 2015, I realized that I needed to, you know, expand my horizon. I needed to do something different, but still in the entertainment industry. So I decided to focus on acting and put music on hold. It was the most difficult decision in my life.
So music is actually your first love?
Actually, yes. I've never really admitted that, but it is. It is my first love. What brought me into the entertainment industry, what unleashed the passion, you know, to want to serve was music. Then in 2015, I put music on hold, focused on acting. My plan was to do it for about 2 years. So my plan was 2015, focus on acting. In 2017, merge acting and music. But as God will have it, and life would, you know how life treats you with different. So I'm still acting. You know, I thought I would be focusing on music now, but I'm still acting and I'm enjoying the process.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about growing up. I know you're the first of 5 children and you grew up in Kano. What was that like?
It was beautiful. It was, to be honest, mixed feelings. It was a happy
Were you born in Kano?
Yes, I was born, and I think I had about 15 years of my life
in Kano.
Yes. All my siblings, everyone, were all born in Kano. We literally just moved to Lagos in 2001 or 2 or so.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
literally just moved into Lagos. So it was a beautiful experience. All my family were in Kano at the time. You know, I still have some family there.
Back in Kano.
Back in Kano, yeah. So that Kano formed the cradle of my foundation. You know, yeah. That's where I learned about the northern life. That's where I learned about. That's where I made friends. Some friends, lifelong friends, that also moved to Lagos at different times. Though that was where my passion for music. That was where the talent and the gift. Yeah, that's where it started springing up in Kano.
So you started singing in Kano?
Yes, I started singing
Where?
in Kano.
In the church?
My first ever, yes, absolutely. My first ever singing performance would be Christmas Eve. I think I was 8 years old or so. Myself and my younger sister, who was just a year younger than I am.
Okay.
My father was a choir director at the time.
Okay.
So we sang in front of about 5,000 or 6,000 people.
Wow.
And that was my first major.
What was that experience for?
It was beautiful. My dad
As a child?
yeah, it was beautiful. We were shy. I still am shy, I was just saying it. So my father would teach us the songs and what to sing. And it was Silent Night.
Silent Night, Holy Night. That's a difficult song to sing, though.
Yeah, it was. And then he would tell us, don't be shy, just look for me in the crowd. And my father is bald, so he would say, just look for bald hair. Don't look at their faces.
It's very easy to spot him.
Very easy. So don't look at their faces, just keep looking for me in the crowd. If you see my head, that's me. We didn't see my dad throughout. He was not even in the crowd. But that was his way of having us communicate with the crowd and focus on the crowd.
Got you.
Yeah, so that was my first major performance on stage. And then, you know, I would join several choirs. I would join several a cappella groups. I would form some. And over time, music just grew. Sang in churches, back and forth, and that was it.
You speak very fondly of your father, and I know you're a father. What does fatherhood mean to you?
Yes, fatherhood is beautiful.
How old is your son?
He's 7 years old.
He's 7.
Yeah, fatherhood is beautiful. I literally have moments where I sit back and look at my son, either be playful or be naughty or be who he is, and I just sit back and I'm like, what? So there's someone that calls me dad.
Yeah, it's part of you.
It's a blessing.
I know.
There's nothing that can be compared to it. I was speaking with someone and I was saying, I love this boy. Yeah. I don't know why. Yeah. I love him. Yeah. But you know how you love someone because of how they make you feel? Yeah. Oh, he's a great guy. I love him. Or she's a great girl. I love her. Yeah. I don't know why I love him, but I love him to death.
I know. I feel that way about my kids too.
Yeah. So it's a
unconditional.
Yes. It's a huge blessing. No matter, I find myself scolding him and then double guessing or second guessing my actions. Should I have done that? Should I have not done that? You know, it's just, I can't explain the love I have for him. Yeah. But it's a great feeling to be a father. It's a huge responsibility. So behind all that glam of, oh, he's a father, or this is that, it's a huge responsibility. You have someone whose life is literally going to be either made or destroyed by your actions and your decisions.
Absolutely.
So I'm constantly walking on eggshells. My decisions are constantly being in reflection of who he is or how it affects him forever. You know, so I don't know how someone functions under such pressure and be okay. But I mean, we find a way.
We'll do fine. Ayoola, so Skinny Girl in Transit is a movement on its own, a huge movement globally. What are the similarities between Ayoola and Mide, or the differences between both of you?
All right, so over time, I learned that as an actor, you usually find yourself in the characters you're playing. So if I was to play you, I would play you the way you would be, or the way I would be if I were you. You know, so most of the characterization or character depiction that I did for Mide, a huge part of it was how I would be if my father owned a huge conglomerate, if he was the owner of some popular TV station, or if I was a billionaire, you know, how would I act? You know, how would I be? Then it was easy for me to translate that into the characterization that was provided on paper, you know, conceptualize that as well. So it is, it's usually a reflection of who so I would have played that character in several ways, but I decided to play that exact way in alignment with the characterization or the character Bible that was offered me and given to me about who a Mide is.
Yeah.
You know, as an actor, there's several ranges as to what you could, how you could interpret a character. So you have to pick which best depicts the character. And so that's how I did it.
How easy is it for you to share the character's cloak when you're done playing him?
If you do your job well, it shouldn't be so easy, depending on the kind of character. If it is a character way different from who you are, it won't be easy.
Yeah.
But if it's something right up your alley, something close to who you are naturally, it should be easy, you know, to be someone else. You know, acting is most definitely living different lifetimes in one. You know, today I could be a hired killer. Tomorrow I could be a lover boy. Next tomorrow I could be a house boy. You know, different lifetimes. Yeah. Ideally, you should give time between each character, so that the uniqueness of each character can come through whenever you're depicting it. So that you don't have character, what's it called, sieving into each other, because it's very easy to do that. Unfortunately, in this part of the world, because of the kind of structure, quote unquote, that the industry has, most actors tend to do, including myself, tend to take on several characters in a short time frame. And this is in the bid to maintain relevance, or in the bid to, you know, meet a certain quota financially, or in just the love or passion for the game or for the industry. It could be any of those. So you're literally offered little time. When you offer yourself little time, because at the end of the day, it's your choice. You can decide, oh, I'm not taking any job, no matter how it is, until so time. So most times, we really have a short window to shed off characters and get on. But I think that, looking on the bright side, that also trains us in some kind of way. It gives you the up and about spirit. You're done with this, okay. You have your technique of shedding that off to get on another one. Some people are even so good that it's not supposed to be that way, but some people are so good that they can even play two different characters at once. You understand what I'm saying?
So would that be like shooting two different
films
at the same time?
At the same time.
Wow.
You know, that, if you like, can be equated to an actor playing 2 or 3 different characters in one film. Yeah. You know, we've seen James McAvoy do it in several, play like 20-something characters in one film. So maybe that's our own version of doing it. Is it advisable? It's not. But if you're going to do it, make sure you learn from it and you use it as your school. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's it.
Everybody says you're very hardworking, and I know that you're very talented. What drives you?
Thank you, first of all, to everyone who says that. Appreciate it. What drives me? First of all, in this industry, you have to be very passionate about it. Don't go into it because you want to be famous. You could be famous doing anything, really. Exactly. So if you're going to be an actor because you want to be an actor. You want to be known for your last job. Denzel Washington said something in an interview with Jamie Foxx. I'm not quoting him exactly, but he said something about an actor's known, you're as good as your last job. You're as good as your last job. Exactly. Everyone should say, oh, have you seen Ayoola? Yeah. Ayoola, look, the job he did the last time was amazing, rather than, there's nothing wrong with the other option. The other option is, have you seen Ayoola? Oh my goodness, what he wore to that premiere was good. There's nothing wrong with that. Yes. But I'd rather be known for Ayoola. He's amazing, he's a great actor. He does this, he does that, his characters. I like that kind of, it just shows that I'm doing something right. It just shows that I'm getting something done the way it should be done. So to be honest, that's what's important to me. That's what drives me, the passion to want to be better, not just as an actor, as a man. So this is it. As a man, as a responsible man, or whoever tries to be responsible, I try to be responsible. You want to be up and about, doing something reasonable. You want to make money to take care of yourself and your immediate family and people you love around you. So that also should be a driving force. True. And as much as I'm passionate about my work and all that, I should also be passionate about making money from my work. Sure. That's just smart. We understand that so many passionate people are unable to do the business side of it. That's why they get managers. That's why they get agents. So it's fine. If you can't do it yourself, find someone to do it. Okay. It's preferable for you to find someone to do it so you can focus on your on your passion and your craft, and then money comes in because someone else is managing it. So my major driving force would be because I'm a man and because I'm built to provide.
Yes.
So I want to be able to...
You have responsibilities, yes.
Huge responsibilities on my shoulders. So
yeah.
I want to be able to provide, and God has given me something.
Yes.
You know, we live in a value system.
Yes.
If you have value, something comes to you. You know,
Yes.
money doesn't fall from the trees.
Yeah.
As an actor and a singer.
Yeah.
So I use that to exchange for
yeah.
what my goal, what my driving force is, which is the need to provide. The need to have what to provide with. So I exchange my talent
Good.
for money.
Got you.
You know, and as a man, I'm looking forward to also doing that with other industries as well. So not just the acting, not just
when you say that, what comes to my mind is the gift of a man will make way for him.
Yes, will make way for you. And by so saying, it's not necessarily just the gift you have now. You know, we're capable of so many things.
So many.
So many things.
Limitless.
So, limitless. Very successful actors now. And it's always been there. They expand somewhere else, do something else. Some people do business, some people do real estate, some people, they just expand their horizon. Because at the end of the day, I'm not sure everyone wants to act forever.
No.
You know, sometimes you want to sit back.
And there's nothing wrong with multiple streams of income.
There's absolutely nothing
There's nothing wrong with, I mean, it's a really good thing.
I had to come to that part to come to realize that when I figured, okay, I'm only singing at this moment. And singing wasn't really bringing the money that I wanted at the time. What else can I do? So I ventured into acting. Do you understand? So multiple streams of income also pushed me to want to open another channel up.
Yes.
You know, so there's nothing wrong with opening several channels. So to every young aspiring actor or singer, look, do what you can as a singer. Do everything you can to be the best singer you can be. Best actor you can be in your sector, but also try and open up other channels. What did you study in school? Try and see if you can work with that or expand that part of you in addition to being an actor or a singer. Some people are computer analysts or some studied computer science in school. So harness that. Some people studied biochemistry. Harness that while you're acting because you never can know. Even the Bible says it. Said, sow here, you sow there. You sow there. You never know which one to germinate. So spread your tentacles.
Oh, I love how you put that. Ayoola, you auditioned a couple of times for Project Fame, and then you finally got. How many times did you audition?
I won the 5th season of Project Fame, so that would be 5 times. But besides that, Project Fame, the 5th season of Project Fame in 2012 will make it my 11th singing audition that I tried to be at. So I tried to be at Nigerian Idol for 2 seasons. In fact, in 2012, I got into the house. Nigerian Idol. I was the first to be evicted, you know, and then 4 or 5 months after I won Project Fame.
Can you imagine?
So I was part of Nigeria Sings. I wasn't selected. I was part of Sunday Best, the one they're about to do. Some years ago, I was part of it, about 7, 8 years ago, but I wasn't selected as well. I was part of Peak Talent Show. I wasn't selected. I just kept trying for like years between 2008.
Where did the perseverance come from? It's so easy to give up when you've tried so many times.
Yeah. I would say that's where the passion factor comes in. If you're not passionate about it, you might just give up on the way, or if it is not your personality. So there's so many factors, really. It would be unfair to just pin it down on perseverance. So some people who don't really try, you can't say, oh, they're not passionate about it. They're probably passionate, but it's not their person, you know, to push. Some people are persistent because it's in their nature. They want to do it, they're stubborn. That's the word. They're stubborn about whatever it is they want to achieve. Some people are, for lack of a better way of putting it, some people are volatile in the sense that, okay, I tried this, it's not working. Let me try something else. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just who they are.
So consistency is key.
Consistency is important. And again, like I said, there's so many factors. I was very young then. Just fresh out of school, very early 20s, I started trying things out. That's really the age where you begin to try stuff out. It's the general age. Nothing wrong with still trying out anything at whatever age you are in. But at that point, no pressures really. I had no pressure. I was just coming out of school. It was demanded. It was actually normal for me to try my hands on several things until I found myself. So my age at the time allowed me. At this point, if I try for something for 4 or 5 years, in my 30s now, and it's not working, or I won't be crucified if I forget it and go on to something else. I will not, because now I see things differently. I'm under some certain kind of pressure. I don't have the liberty.
Yes.
I have responsibilities. Yeah. So I'll be more volatile with my decisions or my need to move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I was really persistent because I felt I had a point to prove. Every time they told me no,
you knew.
I knew that like I need to
there was
tell
a
you
yes
guys.
somewhere.
Yeah, like you guys don't know what you're doing, even though I probably deserved the no at the time. So my age at the time gave me some freedom to go ahead and try over and over again. My passion for music and wanting to learn my voice at the time and let everyone know what I had to offer. So these things came hand in hand.
You're talking about your experiences as a youngster. You had your son while you were young. What was that experience like for you?
Well, it wasn't I know my son is probably going to see this later, so it was a wonderful experience.
Oh, yes.
Beautiful experience, boy. Yeah, it was. I'll give you the full gist.
Later.
Yeah. Okay, but honestly, there's no need to shy away from it because you know how it is. You're young.
People.
You're young. Certain decisions you make, we were not supposed to make at the time. But God is infinite. His infinite mercy still blesses you.
Yeah.
I mean, he blessed me with a wonderful son. But before he came, it wasn't a good experience at all. As a first child, I was in the midst of things that I caused. Youthful exuberance and all that. And my father is a pastor. Okay, how do I tell my father that I'm going to be a father soon? I'm going to make you a grandfather soon, even though I'm not married. And
how easy was that?
It wasn't easy at all, but I'm blessed with a wonderful family. They registered their displeasure, of course. They were disappointed at the time, but they still pulled me and told me, okay, you're not supposed to do this now. You've done it. I'm not happy with you, but we're in this together and we'll walk through it. So I was glad and lucky to have a huge support system.
Thank God.
So.
Yeah, and I think it's very important for people to also know that beauty and blessings can come from a place of pain.
Yeah.
So I really like that you shared that with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you for asking.
I want to talk a little bit about TMC.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. Tell us what TMC is about.
Okay, so TMC means the Men's Club. It's a web series on Red TV. It's a very interesting plot. Now you have 4 guys who sometimes act like boys, So it's literally just trying to shed light on some lives in Lagos. How men who are in money, maybe because they work for it or they were just born into it, those that they set themselves up to be in such kind of money, either by marrying into families with that kind of money or working hard, and the lazy ones. Basically, guys that come together to talk, friends that come together to talk about their lives, their love lives, their promiscuity sometimes, frustrations, their work, family, pressure, everything. They come together sometimes every day to talk about these things. And we show their lives and play their lives out. Yeah.
So Ayoola, I'm just a bit curious. Do you have friends like that in real life? I mean, not the characters, but do you have good, solid, friendships with men that you can share what's going on in your life? Because relationships is very vital. And everybody needs somebody.
True.
So what is that like for you?
I have a couple of friends that I could confidently, rely on when I need help, especially emotionally, because we're men.
Yes.
It doesn't mean we don't have emotional
true.
trauma and turmoil sometimes. So I do have healthy relationships with some of my friends, my guy friends that I can sit down and talk and get information or not information, get advice
and support
from. It is very important to have such friends, especially every time, but also very peculiarly if you're in public eye. Everyone seems to feel, you have it all figured out, but absolutely not. Sometimes men just want to cry.
Yes, and there's nothing
wrong with it. Sometimes men just want to be emotional. They just want to be able to talk about how they really feel. Yeah. They want to be able to share their pain without being judged or seen as weak. And it's just a blessing to have friends that you can do that with.
Yes.
Sometimes men just want to be able to talk to friends and those friends pray for them. Men just want to be able to, share the weakest points.
Yes.
You know, when things are not good, when things are happy, when things are... They just want such friendships. It is actually healthy to seek out such friendship.
Yeah.
And it's easy to get them. In a place of prayer, you find such friendship. So, yeah, it's very important to have such friends. I do have a few friends like that, and I make use of those friendships every time I need to.
So, Ayoola, it's your season now, and it'll be your season forever in Jesus' name.
Amen.
So, how do you handle all the sisters sliding into your DM?
I just try to give myself peace of mind. Once in a while, I try to look for constructive ones and respond and say thank you and all that. But to be honest, I'll be lying to myself if I say I'm able to respond to everything. I can't. I really can't, because it would be unreasonable, really. It would be unreasonable. In fact, I wouldn't be able to, because I have quite a number of people trying to say, oh, you're doing well.
Yeah.
So those
because
ones,
we appreciate you.
and I really do appreciate that. So as much as I can, I respond and I say, oh, thank you for that, blah, blah, blah. But the ones that slide into my DM and have ulterior motives, I can smell it from a mile away. I smell it from a mile away.
So how do you handle those ones?
I don't even handle it. I don't even handle it. I don't handle it. I don't handle it. Thank you.
Okay, Ayoola, let's get spiritual a bit.
Okay.
So your father is a pastor.
Yeah.
So definitely you've had a really good, strong Christian upbringing. What is the greatest lesson your father has taught you?
It's taught me so many things. But the prayers of my parents are actually one of the reasons why I'm still here and where I am, and I'm grateful for that forever. You know, of course, you know, a child is a child until he can stand on its own. Even after he can stand on its own, you still need support. You're still a child of the Spirit. You know, and my parents they've never left my side. Never. Spiritually, physically, every area, they've never really left my side. And I'm grateful for that. One thing my father always says, and I will never forget, is what you don't do right, you will do twice. You know?
What you don't do right,
you will do twice. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay for you to do things twice, but it should be because you want to do it. So what you don't do right, you do twice. And if eventually you have to do it twice because you don't do it right, it's fine. Don't crucify yourself for it. Yeah, but just know that for next time, you can actually just do it once if you do it right. So preparation, that just goes to say preparation is key. And he always used to tell me, what you invest in, if you invest in working on yourself, lock yourself up, rehearse, pay for rehearsal. People will pay to watch you. You know, so he's all about preparation.
Yes.
Preparation. The place of preparation should never be misplaced. Yes. Once you get that right, you most likely will do everything. Exactly. You'll probably do everything just once because you're ready for it.
That's right.
You've failed several times, so you know how not to fail anymore.
Yes.
So I'll never forget that.
Absolutely. I feel like if I don't ask you this question, a lot of people will come for me. People that I know. Okay. People will come for me personally out of my friends. So on screen, while filming Skinny Girl in Transit, yourself and Abimbola Craig, who played the part of Tiwalade, have a very beautiful chemistry. What is your relationship like off screen? I
would say, first of all, acting is I've said this before. Acting is an energy system. It's essentially an energy system. So we're two people on screen, just like life is really. But for the sake of this conversation, we're two people on screen, and we have our individual characters on screen. But my character feeds off of yours feeds off of mine. So it's very important for those two characters to be in sync. So you see that sometimes before guys get on screen to begin the act, before they call the action, actors try to get familiar with themselves. They make jokes. If the jokes are just so they can, if they're not friends already, they try to create a comfortable environment for coexistence on screen. So before I started working full-fleshed with Bimbola Craig, we weren't friends. I got to even meet her off of a show that she was producing for Ndani TV called Real Talk. So she reached out to me and said, please come on the show and let us, shoot an episode with you. So I got on the show. That would be the first time I would meet her, first time I would talk with her or even work on the project she's producing. The next time we would speak was for Skinny Girl in Transit, like a year or so in between. So now having someone who are not friends at first come together to act and to play lovers and sell it is two things. Do your background work as an actor. How do you sell it? So people actually think you're dating or think you're married. That is your background work as an actor. You need to hone your craft.
Yes.
Not just own, you need to hone it.
Yes.
So she's an amazing actress. I believe she's done her work on the side. So coming together with I myself, who
it made it easier.
Did my best to prepare for the role, and then we became friends on set. It just made it a lot easier. It made it a whole lot easier. She's easy to work with, work with, and she's amazing in the sense that she produces the show and also acts in the show. That's it's a huge responsibility.
I met her recently, and she's very sweet.
Oh yeah, she is.
She's a very sweet girl.
It wasn't difficult for me at all. It wasn't, and then we had directors who gave us the opportunity to express ourselves, and we're on ground to correct when we needed it, and direct us, every step of the way. So Bimbo, first of all, she's an amazing actress, and secondly, she's my very good friend. So it's easy for me. Yeah. So we set boundaries, like, okay, so how do we? Most of those kissing scenes, most of them are choreographed. Like, okay, so we'll do them. Actors, everything has to be. Because you're first an individual, I don't want to have to encroach and cross my boundaries, and I wouldn't want you to do that as well. Okay. So you
can do this, you can't do this.
No, not that kind of boundaries. Okay. I'm saying, for example, there's an angle the camera is at. The kissing scene between a man and a woman will be more effective if the kissing is done in a certain way. So you have to also do that without offending the person you're acting with. So it's easier when you're friends. It's easier for me to say, okay, do it like this, for you not to now say, oh, are you trying to tap current or what? You know what I mean? So and she also it's easy for her to also tell me, okay, let's do it like this. Okay, when you say this line, I'll come close. When you do this, okay,
then I'll do this.
Turn this way. Don't do it that way. Acting is basically choreography. Wow. Even though you're allowed to be yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah. So essentially, there's a foundation as to what should be done. Yeah. Then the friendship and the expertise comes in.
Yeah, it helps a lot. Ayoola, who was your favorite character, or who's your favorite character on Skinny Girl in Transit?
Mama Tiwa. No, and I mean, I've been asked this question before, and the answer remains the same. Mama Tiwa, because I'm not even going to say what everyone is saying, like she's relatable, because it's the truth. There's so many Nigerian women and mothers that are like that, so she literally just caters to a particular crowd and everybody resonates with it. But she's an amazing woman, first of all. Look, I put it to you that I think she's exactly, she's a Mama Tiwa in real life. Because it's either that or she's so into that character that even off camera, on set, she still is in that zone. She's still in that zone. So when she's acting, there's really no switch. She's still there. And that's how actors should be. If you're on set, be who you are, who you're supposed to be on set. It's easier that way than getting off character, getting in character, switching back and forth. It's just complicating for you. So why not just stay in that same character throughout until you're done with the project, and that's who she is. Because I've seen her play other characters where she's absolutely different from that, and she nailed it. So she's an amazing actress, she's an amazing human, she's a mother to me as well. She's ready to advise me anytime I need it as well. So all this put together just makes her stand out for me.
Ayoola, I have one more question for you before I ask you the secret question I told you about. Okay. Ayoola, I know that you grew up in a church. What does God mean to you?
God is everything to me. God, I grew up just knowing that there's a God, first of all. I didn't have to go search at first. I grew up into a family of Christians and some Muslims, but my immediate family are Christians. My father became a pastor along the way. My mother as well. So I literally grew up being taught that there's a God, there is Jesus, there is a Holy Spirit. Oh, you can speak in tongues. Oh, there are Bible verses. You can recite them, memorize them, sing about them. My mother used to teach us in Sunday school as well. So it was a default setting. I didn't have to do anything, really. But along the line, you know how it is. They say your salvation is personal. You have to work your salvation out yourself. you're not going to be on God's good page just because they taught you.
Yes.
It's about you doing it.
Yes.
It's about you knowing God for who you are. So along the line, I mean, as a normal human being, I've fallen a million times. I still fall.
Yeah. Because
that's what we are. We are humans. We make mistakes. But I've gotten to know God for myself. And I'm still getting to know God. God it's impossible for you to know the entirety of God. You know, so every day I get to know God closer. I've learned to search the Bible myself. I've learned to seek God's face in times of decisions myself. I've learned to run to Him because I fail. So I saw something on Instagram, and I don't know if I'm going to get it right, but it said, a religion says, I messed up. My father must not hear about it, something like that. But sonship and fatherhood between God and man says, I messed up. I need to talk to my father.
That's powerful.
You know, so I'm getting to know this latter part of it. You know, with time. You know, it's a work in progress, just like acting is. You get better over time working on yourself. So that's what I'm doing right now, knowing God for myself, you know, seeking His face, falling and running to Him. And saying, God, I don't mess up again. No.
So help me.
I'm sorry that I did it. Help me out. I really don't want to do it again. As against just what I was told or just what I was. But guess what? What I was told or taught are the foundation as to how I seek God. So God is everything to me. God is my father, He's my friend, He's my instructor, He's every single thing to me. He's my all in all.
Yes.
So absolutely. I don't joke with Him.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I thank you for coming on the show. But before we go, I have one question for you. Okay. So we reached out to your followers on Instagram.
Okay.
And this was the most asked question, and I said I was going to ask you this question.
I think I know the question.
Ayoola, what do you look for in a woman?
Okay, it's close to it. What do I look for in a woman?
What values?
What values? My woman has to be very supportive. Very, very supportive. I'm not even going to talk about physical beauty, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to talk about that. But she has to be very supportive. She has to be hardworking and industrious woman. She has to be able to hold me when I can't stand, not just physically now.
Yeah.
She has to be very forgiving because we all make mistakes.
That's true.
She has to be a God-fearing woman. She has to be a woman who's working on her faith, who's trying to be closer to God. She has to be that kind of, she has to also pray for me. She has to hold me up in the place of prayer, which is why I said she has to be able to hold me, you know. And those are just values, right? Physically, I said I wasn't going to talk about that, whether she cooks, whether she doesn't, blah, 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 it doesn't matter, really. But she has to also be able to, she has to be a good mother to my kids, you know. She has to be a wonderful role model.
Yeah.
You know, I want to go to work and be sure that my kids are sorted.
Yes.
My kids don't have to have a problem because their mother is amazing.
Yeah.
She has to be a mother to me too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So that's what I look for in a woman.
Before we say goodbye, we have a gift for you.
Oh, really?
Yes, we have a gift for you.
What have I done to deserve all this kindness?
Just being here is enough. Just being here is enough. Thank you. This is for you, and it's just something small. It's some of my favorite things in Saudi Arabia.
I'm grateful.
Yes.
I'm grateful.
So thank you everybody for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. You're watching Queen Wednesdays with Barbara David. God bless you.